Hello?
Hi, Nick Newell.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, not much. This is Steve Jones from MMA Mania. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having some time for an interview. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Well, you've got a big fight coming up on April 10th against Joe Condon. It's almost been a year now since we've seen you in the Decagon. So how are you feeling? How's training going? How's this fight looking to you?
I feel good. Leading up to my last fight, I think I overtrained a little bit and I was, banged up and it was a rough fight. So, I had to go back to the drawing board and with a loss, and now I'm back and I'm better than ever. I'm healed up and I'm ready to make a statement in my home state.
Well, it could be banged up or not going into a fight with Justin Gaethje, but based on what we saw in that last fight with Luis Palomino, anybody's going to have a rough night with him.
Yeah, man, he's really good at what he does, and he has a very unique style, and it's very aggressive, and he can take a shot for sure. I know I hit him with some really good shots, and he'll take one to give one, and hats off to him. He won, so I'm just ready to move on and ready to make a statement April 10th.
Now, do you think if you get through Joe Condon and get another big win and put a few more together that you'll get a second shot at the lightweight title?
I have to think that I'm in the running. I'm definitely a contender. That's my goal, is to work my way back up. Right now I'm not thinking about the title. I'm just thinking about Joe. And, we'll see after, we'll see after next week. And then I'm sure people will be talking about me getting another title shot, when they see the way I perform.
So how do you rate Joe as a fighter? What do you think are his biggest strengths and the biggest challenges for you?
He's well-rounded, I'd say. He has pretty good technique. He seems like he's pretty good on the ground. He's very relaxed striking. I wouldn't say he's particularly athletic, or if he's able to deal with my strength or speed, but he definitely is a veteran. This will be his 20th pro fight, so he's good. He's very good. That's why he got to fight on the main card against me. He stepped up on. He moved up the card on a day's notice and beat Johnny Nunez, who was very tough, and he earned another shot on the main card, and unfortunately it's against me.
I think unfortunate might be right, because you talked about him being good on the ground, and we saw what he did to Johnny Boy Nunez, but you're outstanding on the ground. Your submission record speaks for itself.
Yeah, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I think I have one of the best ground games in MMA. At 155, I can tap out anyone in the world on any given day, and that's like a very dangerous place to be with me, whether I'm on top or I'm on bottom. I have wins from both positions. I'm very dangerous, and I constantly go for submissions, and I'm in fantastic shape, and I'm ready at any point to finish a fight.
Well, you seem pretty bold and confident about this one. Are you predicting a first round finish?
No, never. Especially someone like Joe is very durable. He's very tough, and you can tell he has a lot of heart. He shows up in great shape, and it's never good to expect a first round finish. I'm just going to go out there and fight to the best of my ability, and then whatever happens, happens.
Now, I know you get asked this all the time, Nick, so I apologize if you've repeated yourself 100 times on this one, but it's not something you see in a lot of other promotions, and you've made the most of it and been very successful at it. So how did you decide from an early age on that you were going to be an athlete and compete at the high level that you do?
It's not something I decided from an early age on. It's not something that I ever really had big plans for. It's just that my family never treated me any different than anyone else. So I was just raised to believe in myself and believe I can do anything I wanted to do. So, one day I decided that I wanted to start fighting, and I didn't have any grand dreams or anything like that. I just wanted to do the best that I possibly could do. And, when you believe in yourself and you work hard, it goes a long way. And, that's exactly what I did. So one day I decided I want to fight, and I just kept winning and winning, and it got carried away. to me, having one hand's not a big deal. It's never been a big deal. And, you'll never hear me complain about it or say that my road was tougher than anyone else's. I'm just a normal guy, just like anyone else. You know, I win because I work hard and I have a lot of heart. I'm not perfect, you know, and I make mistakes just like anyone else, but, you know, I am where I am because of my work ethic. And, you know, obviously I have a unique story, but I've never let it be a crutch or something that held me back from achieving anything that I want to do.
Oh, it certainly hasn't held you back. You've been outstanding in the cage and outstanding in the decagon, so it definitely doesn't affect your performance at all. But I do want to ask, because I saw one story online, and I want to see if this is true or not. It said that in college, you and your roommate were watching pro wrestling and saw Ultimate Fighter, and that's what piqued your interest in fighting.
Yeah, well, I joined high school wrestling because I used to watch WWE with my friend. And, then I, kind of got away from it a little bit, and I just started, in real wrestling, you know, folk style wrestling and watching that. And then, you know, in college, my roommate was Curt Hawkins. He was in the WWE. He's Brian Myers now. He's on the independent circuit. And and the guys used to get together and watch Raw, so I used to watch it with him. And then afterwards, the Ultimate Fighter was on, and as soon as I saw the first season, you know, I was like, oh, this is cool. I'd like to learn how to fight someone. And then I just went to learn, and then I decided I wanted to fight, and here I am.
So yeah, you had that same daunting experience a lot of fighters I talked to did. They saw that Forrest Griffin, Stephen Bauer season. They thought, this is the future. This is the kind of thing I should get into because this is
I mean, even before that fight, I mean, from the first one I saw, the first episode, I was like, this is awesome.
And they certainly had a great crossover audience at the time on Spike because, like you said, everybody was already watching Raw, and it'd run over, and then the Ultimate Fighter would start. I know that's how I got hooked.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of what Brian Myers is up to these days? Obviously no longer with the WWE, but do you still stay in touch with him? Yeah,
he's still my friend. I know, you know, he just got engaged, and, you know, he's doing his thing on the independent circuit. He owns his own business, his own pro wrestling school, and, you know, sometimes the cards don't fall like you plan, but I still think he's a talent, and he's definitely one of the best guys out there on the indie circuit. So, you know, he's doing his thing, and you know, I'm proud of him.
And from what I've seen, he's got his own YouTube web series too, which is like the life and times of Brian Myers. And I sometimes think to myself, I know a lot of people watch it, but maybe even more would watch if he put formerly known as Curt Hawkins in the title.
Yeah, I don't think he can. I don't know what the legal issues behind that are, you know?
Right. They probably own the trademark on that name, so he probably can't.
Yeah, they'll bring the hammer down on you too, probably.
They bring the hammer down on a lot of people, but hey, as long as we're on the topic of wrestling, we saw Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania 31 just a few days ago. Did you get a chance to watch that?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think of her performance?
You know, I think it's cool. I think that it's good for the sport because, I mean, all these people that watch wrestling are now going to be interested in Ronda Rousey. So I think it was a smart move, and you know, it's cool. It's a show. It's an entertainment thing, and I thought it was funny that Triple H, Sting, is in the industry for 4 years. Triple H beats him, and then he drops to Ronda Rousey him.
Yeah, I did get a good laugh out of that when she just tossed him like it was nothing.
I mean, in a real life fight, she probably smack around both of them. So, you know.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I wouldn't mess with her at any guy any weight size because she can judo throw you and arm bar you in 5 seconds. It takes nothing.
Yeah, her technique is beautiful.
It is. And it seems to me like it's almost the reverse of what happened with Brock Lesnar was he got big in WWE and then went to UFC and became a champion. She got big in UFC and now she's coming to WWE. Yeah, I mean, Ken Shamrock did that. So, that's true.
You know, never on the level of, Brock Lesnar, but I remember when Ken Shamrock used to snap all the time and all the refs would have to hold him back.
They did do some mixed martial arts style, you know, worked fights in his career in WWE, so they were definitely trying to play off his image, his persona as the world's most dangerous athlete.
Yeah. I mean, in the first fight I ever watched was him versus Sakuraba, so.
Yeah, so pro wrestling was pretty much in play in his career for the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, would you ever do a pro wrestling match if you got invited by like TNA or WWE or Ring of Honor? Is that something you'd do?
Of course I would, but you know, it would be fun. I probably just do like an appearance. I wouldn't want to do like it takes a lot of skill and a lot of talent in different ways, you know, to do that, and it's very hard on your body. So I would never take away from my goals and dreams of being the best fighter, you know. So it's definitely something that is cool and something I'd like to try, but not something I'd particularly invest my future in.
No, and we've seen from other fighters who've tried their hand at it, like Rampage Jackson tried to get into Impact Wrestling for a while, and he admitted that the wrestling training was actually harder than the MMA training, which is not something you normally expect to hear.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's harder than, physically, but like it's very hard on your body, and you have to. There's no way I'm letting someone hit me with barbed wire or even jump on me from the top of a cage or something silly like that, you know. Everything you do against me, you have to earn.
Well, I know Joe Condon's going to go out there looking to earn it on April 10th. So, any words of advice you want to offer him going up against you?
No, man, I have nothing bad to say about him. I mean, I haven't really been following him or what he's been saying or anything like that. I'm more focused on myself, but I usually just keep it pretty respectful. You know, if you want like shit talking, you're probably not going to get it from me unless it's it. And I don't think he said anything. I think he's been very respectful, so it's hard for me to disrespect someone like that, you know, is keeping the respect aspect in martial arts, and that's something that I like, you know, and, you know, obviously we're not going to see eye to eye on our opinions of this fight, but, you know, I hope he comes in good shape, and I hope he comes in ready for a fight, because I'm feeling great, and I look better than I've ever looked, and my technique's better. Something clicked. So, you know, I'm faster, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, and I'm just gonna take in all the energy from the hometown crowd, and you know, he's in for a very talented Nick Newell, the best Nick Newell you've seen yet, and I know that sounds cliche, but it's the truth. I just have a special feeling about this night.
All right. Well, I don't doubt that at all. I think you're going to be the best that we've ever seen before in the Decagon, and I think it's going to be a great night, but I haven't seen anything Joe said that's disrespectful, so I have to agree with you there. There's still a week to go.
Yeah, man, you know, I respect him, and you know what? I want to kick his ass, but, you know, I don't have anything bad to say about him. I think he's very good, and I think that, you know, I'm just going to keep it professional and go out there and do my thing.
Right. It's just pure competition. You're not going out there to humble him or humiliate him. You just want to prove why you're one of the best lightweights on the planet.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that fight's coming up on April 10th for the World Series of Fighting, a show headlined by many, many great fights. It's not just your fight as well. So do you have any predictions on Honey Marks and David Branch?
That's a tough one. Man, I'm fans of both guys. You know, I think their grappling skills are probably about equal. David Branch is a beast. They both fought at 85 before. Honey Marks is a little bigger, especially because David just moving up. I think David has the striking advantage, and, you know, I have to give Honey a slight wrestling advantage, but I don't know if it's good enough to continually, take David down or even keep him there. So really, that's a coin flip fight to me.
It even is on their fight records because they're both 15-3, so that's about as even as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the resumes lately, I mean, David has just been a killer.
Yeah, especially after that Okami fight. That Okami fight really impressed me.
Yeah, but even before that, he's just looked fantastic. And but Honey, you know, had that those two fights he lost, but besides that, he was on a tear himself, and I think they're both great. So I'm excited that they're after me, so I get to come back, sit down, and watch it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show at the Foxwoods Resort and Casino. You'll get to sit down and watch that. You'll even get to sit down and watch the MMA superhero Phoenix Jones making his debut inside the Decagon.
Yeah.
There's pro wrestling for you. I wonder if he'll come out in the cape and mask.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I do know that he comes from a great camp. I've seen Matt Hume before, and I know that that guy doesn't play around. I think actually he's one of the best coaches in the world. So I'm sure he'll be ready, and he's more than just a dude that goes around in a cape and beats up drunk guys on the streets of Seattle. I'm sure he's more than ready for any challenge that comes his way.
Oh yeah, he's 5-0 as a pro, so anybody that's not taking him seriously has another thing coming.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to just about wrap it up, but I want you to go ahead and plug any sponsors, anybody you want to shout out or thank, and social media plugs, anything you want to get out this time, Nick, please go ahead. Yeah,
at Notorious Newell, for Twitter and Instagram, and, I did my fight camp at Fighting Arts Academy again, strict conditioning at Ramos Athletic, and then, I've gone to Calantelli BJJ too, and for on the weekends. And, I just think the family, the Liebershevsky family, that's my head coach at FAA, really took me under his wing and has invested in my future. So I'm very grateful for that. And then I have a lot of sponsors, Vanguard MMA, and they make my custom shirt. You can go on VanguardMMA.com and get it. And, local sponsor Napoli Deli in Connecticut helps me out. But I have a lot, and I'm very grateful. So.
Well, any of them that you don't mention today, you'll get a mention on camera afterwards on NBC Sports.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a shout out then.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that, Nick. I want to thank you again for the time, and I'm looking forward to the fight in the Decagon on April 10th at the Foxwoods Resort and Casino. Have a great fight. We'll see you that night.
Check out my charity too, LuckyFinProject.org. It's for children with limb differences. So,
all right.
Or in race tolerance.
Yeah, everybody check that out. And thanks again, Nick. It's been a great interview, and look forward to your fight.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.